What is up, everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you here today. We are driving home from work. I'm making a response video to a topic that I heard discussed on the Dan Le Batard podcast today, and I don't really know where we're going because as of right now, this video is mostly going to be about The Rock. There's lots of rumors out there about The Rock going to the Royal Rumble and basically winning the Rumble to go to WrestleMania and face Roman Reigns. There's also the rumor out there that Roman Reigns will actually fight twice, once on each night for each title, being the one reason why he has both belts for what looks like it's going to be well over a year now, since he defeated Brock Lesnar in the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time when Roman beat Brock at last year's WrestleMania and won the Universal Championship to go along with the WWE Championship that he already held for so long. In my mind, I'm thinking like if Roman is going to fight twice at WrestleMania, who's he gonna fight on the second night? If The Rock's really coming back to WrestleMania, you have Roman versus Rock, which honestly, in my mind, is the whole bloodline storyline that has been going on for the last 2 years in the WWE, 3 years since 2020 when he returned to be the Tribal Chief at I guess he came back at SummerSlam 2020, if I remember right, because he was not at WrestleMania 36, was the event that, wasn't he replaced by Goldberg, if I remember right? Or was the match against Goldberg, and they replaced him with Braun Strowman. It was something close to that, but weird, bizarro land of 2020. But to me, everybody keeps pointing figures that the Rock is like the higher power of the bloodline, that he is the elders, that is put these guys together, and it's the full circle of him coming back to really have this Roman versus Rock match that we've been hinting at. They've even had hints at on the Young Rock TV show. But basically what they were talking about was the Rock's movie Black Adam, which was supposed to be like the superhero movie of the millennium. He was able to strong arm DC to keep the actor as Superman. He was supposed to save DC and put them on the right track, where they can catch up to what Marvel has been doing for the last 10 years, just box office after box office, just breaking records left and right. And every time a DC movie comes out, they make money, but they're kind of always looked at as like a letdown, like the story wasn't what they were supposed to be, or this, that, or the other. There's always some sort of complaint to go along with it. DC, yeah, they did Suicide Kings or Suicide Squad, the one with Will Smith and Margot Robbie. That movie was fucking awesome. Everybody talks shit about it like it's one of the worst movies of all time. I thought that movie was great. Saw it twice in the theaters and bought the Blu-ray. But hey, that's just me. What do I know? I don't really do comic book movies. I just like what I like. But the story was about Black Adam. The movie, it made $360 million, I believe, worldwide, somewhere close to there, and was a $100 million loss for the DC company because of the marketing that was put out there worldwide, to make everybody want to go to the theaters and want to see this. There was the story that came out not that long ago, where it was Ben Affleck's friend, the other one. I forgot his name. But he was talking about the movie game and how we don't really get comedy movies the way that we once did, and how comedies are looked at as a loss now because it's not a guarantee that people are going to go see them in the theaters. And it really boils down to the fact that there's no DVD market anymore. People don't go to and buy a DVD. People are just waiting to get the streaming rights and watching it like on an HBO Max or Netflix or something like that. There's money in that, but there's not as much money as there was when we were all running to Best Buys on Tuesdays to pick up the newest releases. So things change with time. You don't have the shelf space in your house to be building DVD collections anymore. People love the fact that they don't have to have that, but the fact that you can go on like Apple iTunes or something like that, and you can buy a movie, but I don't think people really do that much anymore. And the people that do is kind of looked at it as weird. I mean, you looked at Black Friday prices out there. There wasn't really big deals on DVDs and Blu-rays anymore. I didn't get to have my Black Friday call with my boys. I didn't have Bobby leading the pack telling us where to go for this, that, and the other. But what it really boils down to, I'm not going to come out here and say that The Rock's career is in like a financial downpour. But I think that you can kind of see what's going on. Like Young Rock, really good show. I personally love it. I like the wrestling aspect. I get into the football aspect. Just trying to follow along with that storyline of him, running for president and losing, which I really didn't see that coming. But it got moved to Fridays. Friday in my lifetime has always been a death night, other than like TGIF. When I was growing up as like a middle-aged, or I guess a younger teen. I was watching Boy Meets World, finding out what was going on in the world with Corey Matthews and things like that. But, Friday night, death night, I like the George Lopez show that comes on after it. I'll tell you the truth, I don't watch the show when it's on. I just watch it on Peacock. I'm sure they like that because they get my $5 each and every month. But it's not ratings, and ratings doesn't bring in, ad revenue dollars. I would really be surprised if Young Rock goes much farther than where it's at right now. I don't know where the numbers are with it in the George Lopez show. My guess is that it's not breaking numbers. It's not breaking records, bringing people to NBC, and I think that they're going to pull the plug on this at the end of the season. That's just my mind. I don't have any facts to it. I just know Friday night, death night. People don't stay home and watch TV, but then again, things are changing. The world of DVRs. Do people have DVRs anymore? I'm not really quite sure. That's just the way it goes. And then you got this big story about Black Adam, losing $100 million. How do you lose $100 million when your movie makes over $360 million worldwide? That's bizarre right there. I'll tell you that much. But is The Rock in a place that he was in 2010, 2011, when, he made what were those horrible movies he made? The Tooth Fairy and The Pacifier. No, The Pacifier was Vin Diesel. What was the other kiddie movie that The Rock made? I remember he made that, cartoon movie. It was called like Area 51. With the aliens. My kids loved that movie. They used to listen to it. Or they used to watch it on the DVD player in the car all the time when we had that DVD player car thingy. But, I think that the reason why The Rock came back and was that guest host at WrestleMania 27, he had the match at WrestleMania 28. Yeah, wrestling does live inside of his bloodline. I think he does love it. But, I think he wanted to revive his career. I think he had turned his back on a lot of WWE fans. I thought when he left to go make Be Cool, yeah, wrestling fans probably, saw Be Cool, and they saw the Sean William Scott movie. I can't remember what the heck that one was called. They followed his career. They did this, that, and the other. And I think finally he had been gone so long that, WWE wrestling fans kind of just didn't go see that movie. And they didn't go see the other movie. And at the same time, he was not wanting to be called The Rock. He was Dwayne Johnson. And so it was almost like he was trying to slam the door on WWE fans, saying that he was trying to turn the page away from that. To me, when he came back, to do the whole thing with John Cena, leading up to WrestleMania 28. I think that was a way to revive his career. During that time is when he joined the Fast and the Furious. He did Fast 5, Fast 6, and those have just shattered records every time they come out. That's another movie. People say those suck. I love those movies. I'll go see Fast and Furious 69. I don't care what the hell the plot is. Just bring them on. One a year though. Just keep them coming. You don't need to be working on these like they're works of art or anything. Just pump something out fast, and I'll be there to see it. But The Rock, I want to see it more than anything else. But I think The Rock he comes back, he wins the Rumble. He wants to prove that he's the leader of the bloodline, and it's Roman versus Rock. I think it points a lot of fingers to The Rock, like, oh, look, there he is, he's one of us still. It's been a while since we've seen him do anything in wrestling, especially if you're just not counting him showing up at like a reunion show and being like, hey, I'm here, I used to do this, I don't do it anymore, but I used to. To be able to show that he's going to do it. And I think when he does something, I think he's going to give you everything he's got, and I think it's going to be one of the best matches that he can give you, minus, him. What was the injury he got at WrestleMania 29 in the Cena match? I think he tore something in his, I don't know what that muscle's called. I think in his six pack, whatever the heck those things are called. I think he tore it somewhere right there, and that kind of fucked up what he was doing for Hercules. I think that's why he had to kind of put wrestling on the side until he knew that he was gonna have enough time if he got himself injured in a match to be able to return to work without putting people who are in the film industry, other actors, the guys who hold the cameras, guys who run craft services. He didn't want to put those people out of work. I'm sure he felt really bad, and that's why he worked through the injury to make Hercules. And you guys let me know. What do you guys think? I think it's possible, but I think if you do that, it's got to be Rock versus Roman one night. Be the main event of Sunday. You got the rumor out there, maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin doing something, this, that, or the other. But, having like Brock versus Rock Saturday, coming back with Roman versus Rock, you're not going to be able to be pumping that match up enough. Pump that match like it's the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time. Something stupid like that. Just do one. Roman's a great entertainer. I'm not trying to tell you that I don't want to see him twice. I'm just trying to say that if you want that match to be big, you're not going to want him to do the Seth Rollins treatment where he had to wrestle Cena and then he had to wrestle Sting. Just do freaking Sting, because that's the match that people wanted to see. Him versus Cena, we've seen it 100 times, and we're going to see it 100 times after that. It was a cool storyline, but just give us the one dream match. If it's Cena versus Orton, and then Cena versus The Miz, those are matches that we've seen 1,000 times. Then double book them, do what you got to do. But when it's somebody like Sting, if it's somebody like The Rock, somebody in these dream match situations, you got to treat it like it's a big deal. You got to treat it like it's the main event, and it's not like, hey, Rock's going to fight him after he already got his ass kicked the night before. Rock's going to want to face a fresh, Roman Reigns. He's not going to be wanting to pick the pieces off of what, Brock Lesnar beat him up the night before, or what do you do? Cena versus Roman? I don't even know what you do. Or if you just go I guess right now the hottest guy going on in wrestling is Sami Zayn. Maybe Kevin Owens doing one of those guys, kind of like oh, you never know. Maybe it's that kind of a match, but they'll treat that like it's a tune-up. Like, oh, Roman's just tuning up to get ready to make sure that he's able to fight The Rock tomorrow night. Basically, AKA treating whoever he's in the ring with like they're a jobber and like they don't really matter. So I think to make this match matter, one night, that's it. There's just stuff keeping me getting blown around. All right. Peace out, guys. I'm home.